haven't tried the Locklicious all-natural hair care product line? Well, let's hear what the Lock community has to say about it.
I love how it sprays and how it feels, you guys. Like, it feels so good. And it smells amazing, you guys.
The Lock and Twist moisturizer was really good for me. The hydration mist was phenomenal.
This is bomb, baby. I was really impressed, kind of blown away, and I think that if you're struggling, definitely go check them out.
And check out the 5-star reviews on our website. So, what are you waiting for? Go to locklicious.com to start treating your crown like royalty.
So we have this story coming out of Lubbock, Texas, where you had 5 model minorities were arrested by the Lubbock Police Department for tricking in these massage parlors. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Has targeted 6 businesses over the past week and arrested 5 women. These include employees and owners. The department points out prostitution is no longer just a misdemeanor. It is now a state jail felony, which raises the penalty to up to 2 years in jail and a $10,000 fine. That law went into effect September 1st as one of the new attempts by the state to rein in human trafficking throughout Texas.
Well, Karen and Abner, a spokesman for LPD says agents targeted the madams in charge of these suspected prostitution operations. That way they can cut off traffickers from their victims and disrupt their operations. Investigators have long targeted personal care businesses like this to accomplish that goal. So much so, the state's upped the penalties for prostitution and issued new regulations on operating them. Lieutenant Leith McClure tells us notices have been sent to these businesses before, so the objective is to shut them down completely.
And a lot of these massage parlors, whether they be the employees, the bosses, or even the owners that know about what's going on in these businesses and allow these women to work in those conditions, that's the people that we're going after. That's the people that we're trying to get off the street so we can protect these women that are working in these establishments.
McClure says LPD has received tips from the public to bust some of these parlors. He says legit establishments will have their license clearly displayed and they'll have you fill out a form before you get your massage.
You know, the Lubbock Police Department did a good job. I really appreciate them getting criminals off of the streets. Now, with this particular video here, we see, these massage parlors everywhere. I live in Houston. Them things are so all over the place. They shut one down. They put 2 or 3 more up back in its place. These are criminal syndicates that's doing this. Human trafficking and everything else that's going on with this. There are people who are trapped in that life and they can't get out of it because, they do a lot of dishonorable things to get them here to do that. Now, we're pointing this out for a reason. And we're going to continue to point this out with this, criminality with, these model minorities. The reason why I'm pointing this out is because let's go back to when Black Americans was falsely accused of doing all these hate crimes. Now, Black Americans suffered a propaganda through the liberal media, CNN, MSNBC, that's what I mean by liberal media. And then you had Jim Crow Joe. And then Democrats and Republicans, all of a sudden they can agree to give these people a hate crime bill. But they get away with a lot of criminality that's out in the open with human trafficking. And nobody says anything. Pookie and Ray Ray, and I don't support Pookie and Ray Ray at all. But one thing I do not support is targeting Pookie and Ray Ray while the model minority gets to operate freaking human trafficking hubs out in the open and nobody does anything about it. Let Pookie and Ray Ray try to do the exact same thing. That'll be shut down in 2 weeks, if that long. I think the law should be applied equally across the board, not over police Black people, and then these people could sit up here and do all this in front of everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Now, some people may want to defend tricking and all of that. Well, it's not legal in a lot of places to do what they're doing. Now, some places it is legal. Fine, go over there. But I'm sick and tired of having my community always criminalized when we're not even doing half of the things that some of these others are doing. Pookie and Ray Ray, they doing their thing. Yes, they are. But they're not the ones that bringing the drugs in. They're not the kings of human trafficking or anything else. They're not. So what we want to do is, since they want to operate in the open, and since they can get away with all this criminality just out in the open, right? We're going to take some time to start pointing out these stories with these model minorities. We're going to do that because we're not going to sit up here and have us constantly blasted on the screen and we're labeled as just this big criminal in America, and you got this other group that's literally out in the open with theirs and nothing is said. And I know why nothing is said, because politicians go over there with them. We've seen people like Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots. You know, guy got a lot of money. He was over there with them, right? You got all kind of politicians. We know you got police going over there, all kind of them folks going over there with them people. That's why they get away with what they get away with. But no, the reason why they also get away with it because a light hasn't been shined on it. Now, local media talk about it. Yes, we're talking about the national media. They refuse to talk about that. They won't highlight that at all. But you know what? Let's put some light to this. That no longer they're going to operate just out in the open. And when you start seeing them things pop up, start making calls. Say, hey, there's some strange activity going on over there. I think they doing some criminality. I think human trafficking is going on over there. Y'all need to go over there and check that out and start getting these places shut down. And they quick to shut down a trap house. Why they ain't shut down that? Now, yes, this police department did it, but I promise you, they shut this down. They're going to raise up more in its place because that's how much money they making. But they doing it because the light hasn't been shined on them. And I think it's time to put them on blast in front of everybody. And also, you will be helping people get out of human trafficking at the same time. But let me know in the comment section in your city, how often do you see this open criminality done by people in the model minority community? Let me know that.
Living in America as a black person, you recognize there is one set of laws for you and one set of laws for those, especially in the white community. In our book, Passive Aggressive Racism in the System of White Supremacy, I take you through times in my life when I first started noticing white supremacy. We teach you how to recognize it, identify it, and also counter it in our book. This book is a beginner's course for those that are just starting to wake up and open their eyes to see the system of white supremacy. As a black American person, you must understand this system because this system is life or death to you. How you handle it, how you deal with it, it can affect your mental health if you don't understand this system. Pick up our book, Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy, today on Amazon.